to nurture yourself, to really take care of yourself, because in some mindsets it can be that you think it's a overindulgence, or it's a sign that we live in a rich society if we have this time for ourselves, or we're navel gazing. And yet it's incredibly powerful and important that we do this. Hello and welcome back. Now, just before we get started, if you're watching this on the Total Somatics YouTube channel, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and press the notification bell. So, we're going to get started with our 4th episode for Somatic in September. So, again, thank you so much for reaching out, letting me know all your eureka moments, all your benefits that you've had here. It's absolutely wonderful to hear from you. Keep them coming, and as you know, I will respond to your comments and that sort of thing. So, again, also, if you're watching this on the Total Somatics YouTube channel, leave your comments below too. That would be wonderful. So let's go back to our reconnect sheet, which again, you can find this link in the link to this PDF in the show notes for these podcast episodes. So please check that out. Again, print this out. You can see the white spaces either side for you to make your notes. And again, if you're new to this episode, please go back to the previous episodes, because you'll notice I've shared some resources with you as regards reconnecting. So let us consider today 2 boxes here, and we're going to be looking at mindset check-in and positive inner talk. And so the reason I want to share these with you is that when we get stressed, when we have pain, we start to live in our head, don't we? So whatever it is, if it's just stress, if there's trauma in our life, if we've got a lot of pain, we can disconnect from our body and live in our head. So what we can do is we can become very cortical. We can overanalyze things. We can ruminate. We can cognize too much, to the point that you may have even found that when I'm asking you to do the scans, the Soma scans, which you'll find in that 33-minute movement session, that can be a challenge in itself, just noticing the feedback from your body. And if that is something that you've noticed, could I invite you to continue doing those movement practices, continue doing those Soma scans, because we just need to increase that connection between your mind and your body. In many, many cases, people have just switched off from the neck down. They're not even noticing the sensory information, the little messages that are coming. And with many people, I often say this, it's a little whisper, first of all, of a little bit of a hip pain, or a whisper of a dysregulated breathing, or whisper of shoulder pain. But we disconnect. We don't listen to those whispers. We just numb things out. And in the end, those whispers become an almighty shouting or yelling at us, to the point that it can stop us in our tracks. It can stop us with our hobbies and our interests. It can affect our sleeping and our quality of life. And that's why with Total Somatics, I really want to share with you how we can reduce your pain, improve your posture, increase your mobility. And when we develop Total Somatic mindfulness, we're able to bring in these skills and all the resources that I have here, plus many, many more in the Total Somatics membership. What that will do is get us truly embodied, really back into our Soma as a whole, not just living in our head. Because what'll happen is the cogs are churning. People are over analyzing, thinking things all the time. They're no longer sensing and feeling what's happening from within. That's why you'll notice I've been encouraging you to notice your breathing, as well as how you're standing, and basically really taking time to nurture yourself, to really take care of yourself. Because in some mindsets it can be that you think it's a overindulgence, or it's a sign that we live in a rich society if we have this time for ourselves, or we're navel gazing. And yet it's incredibly powerful and important that we do this, because if we don't take care of ourselves, first of all, we suffer. But then if we're the sort that we love to help everybody else out, we're not giving too much to other people, because we're running on empty. So when we take good care of ourselves, we benefit hugely, but so does everybody else. And you've got so much more to give if that's what you love to do, which is what most people like to do, because they're taking care of family, friends, and others. So let us consider now what we can do as regards somatic in September for this week. So in order to be truly embodied, I want us just to look at the box that says mindset check-in. And I've put here, ask yourself each morning, how am I feeling? What do I need? And you'll see I've put there, use the Total Somatics resources as support. So it might be, how am I feeling? Do I feel stiff and tight and achy? If I do, could I do that 33-minute movement session? Or if I haven't got time for 33 minutes because you've been practicing it on a regular basis, could you do a mini version of 5 to 10 minutes on the floor before you get going for your day? Because 5 to 10 minutes is going to make a huge difference to regulating your nervous system, reducing the rigidity and tension in your beautiful soma so that you can really enjoy your day. It might be, what do I need as regards to you feel quite anxious when you ask yourself how you're feeling? What do I need? Is it that movement session, or is it I need to regulate my breathing and bring my nervous system quickly back into that state of balance? So using the resource I shared with you last time, which is totalsomatics.com/regulate. If you use that, that's going to help quickly bring your nervous system down into a state of balance. So then what we have there is two powerful resources to allow you to self-assess and then reconnect. And so that's why a mindset checking is really, really important to consider. But if we go down to positive inner talk, it's something we all need to work on, because we get great days, sometimes we get pretty rubbish days, to be honest. And so that's where all of us need this chart so that we can go back to it. So it says here under positive inner talk, create positive inner thoughts with an anchor statement each day. For instance, it's okay to stop, or I am allowing my soma to thrive. So to say it's okay to stop is actually really important, because we might be of the mindset where we feel we've got to take lots of tasks on. We don't want to say no to people. We almost like a people pleaser. And yet we know that if we say stop and we say no and we create some boundaries, that will take care of us. And it could be just to say, I'm going to stop for 10 minutes to do a mini somatic movement session on the floor before I then give lots of myself to everybody else, lots of me to everybody else. Whatever it is, I want you to really look at each of your days and consider how you can start to weave all of this in. Because again, if we can sense and feel ourselves and sense and feel what's going on within, we can create those changes. We can use things like check-ins to notice if we're feeling rigid, if we're feeling tight, if our breathing is dysregulated. Because again, if we can sense and feel it, we can change it. This is truly or totally somatic in its behavior. And that's again where we start to shift from that stress response onwards. However, what I also am aware of is that, remember, I've said to you that there is this stress response that you can live in your head and not inhabit your body. So what I can be saying is easy for some people to develop and take on. Other people might go, I just can't do that because I just don't feel comfortable in my body. If I start to notice my breathing or other things, I get anxious and I'll flick back into my head. And then you might talk yourself out of something, or overcognize, or all these sorts of things, overthink everything. So what I want to share with you today is another resource. So there's lots and lots of gifts coming your way for Somatic in September. Now, this resource is all about feeling comfortable within your body. And this is really important for all of us. So even if you feel that you're embodied and you can sense and feel within, I would encourage you to become curious and notice that little bit more that you can add into your practice. Because with this audio, which is again about 8 to 10 minutes, it's going to allow you to come out of living in your head, which is pretty exhausting, overthinking, overanalyzing all the time, and just trusting the process of letting your beautiful, the rest, your entire soma, so letting the rest of your body be involved in this self-care and also recuperation and recovery and recalibration of your beautiful system. So the resource, if you've got your pen and paper ready, it is totalsomatics.com/calm, as in CALM, calm. So totalsomatics.com/calm. And I'd love you to let me know what you feel about this, because again, if we feel calmer from within, if we feel grounded, we improve our inner talk, we feel more positive, we feel more optimistic. If we're going into our head again, we ruminate, we get anxious, we overanalyze facial expressions and comments that were probably pretty innocent, but because we're living in this stress response where we're looking for danger, we go into a negative inner talk cycle. So when we regulate our nervous system, and we're doing that by allowing your body to sense and feel that we're no longer being held in a stress response. So that's the first movement sequence, which was a resource. Then you've got your breathing, which is starting to regulate your nervous system, bring you back into that state of balance. That again is allowing your nervous system to recenter. We're doing all the things physiologically here as well. So we're really feeding back to your nervous system to say, you're safe, it's okay to just stop and rest. But if we add in this audio, this calm audio, so totalsomatics.com/calm, when we add that in, it allows you to feel comfortable, to stay with the sensations and feelings in your body. And I'd like you to start experimenting with this. So if you found the first two resources useful, but you felt uncomfortable with the sensations and feelings in your body, could I suggest you stay with this calm audio for a while, then go back to the other two resources and just see how you feel as regards feeling comfortable within your soma. So I'm going to love you and leave you for the moment. I'm going to leave you to ponder on what we've considered today. You've also got the handout. And if you're new to these episodes, please go back and watch the previous episodes. It all starts to come together. And because of that Reconnect handout that I've created for you, you can really deepen and become totally somatic. So as I've mentioned before, if this is really resonating with you and you really want to go deeper and have so many more resources and have much more of my focus and attention for you, if you go to totalsomatics.com, click on the Join Now page, you'll notice that there's the wait list there. And very, very soon, at the end of this month, I'm going to be opening the Total Somatics membership, and that'll only be open for a few days. So please have a look. If you're watching this a couple of weeks on, you'll probably find that the membership doors are already open. So come on in and join the beautiful members from all around the world. But again, if you're listening to this after September, do leave your details on that Join Now page, because again, every now and again throughout the year, I'll open the membership doors for a few days, and you're more than welcome to join me and all the beautiful Total Somatics friends around the world. So until next time, all my love and all my very best wishes. Take care. Bye.
Thank you for joining me today. If you've enjoyed this episode, please leave a rating and also forward this on to somebody you know will benefit. To learn more about pain relief, plus how to improve your health and well-being, go to totalsomatics.com. Until next time, take care.